Welcome, welcome. Very excited to have you here with us today. My name is Cynthia, and I am going to be the host for our time together. We're here for a virtual tour of another intentional community. So, twice a month, we've been doing these virtual tours stretching back 3 years. So, quite a lot of journeys, visiting communities really around the world, all different types, big, small, urban, rural. I myself live in an intentional community. I live in a small eco village in Vermont in the United States. And I feel very fortunate that I myself have gotten to physically travel and visit so many places. It's my passion and my work to explore and learn about intentional communities and to support other people who also want to get curious and potentially join a community or start a community. So I'm joined today by Luna, who is presenting Traditional Dream Factory. That's going to be the community that we explore here today. And it's awesome that so many people are really curious about this one, really interested to learn about what's happening with this very innovative community in Portugal. So thank you all for joining. And I'm going to share my screen here and share with you a welcome presentation just to get things started, do a little bit of housekeeping. And then after I'm done with my presentation, I'll go over um, to Luna to present all about Traditional Dream Factory. So we'll do a nice like 20-minute presentation and then followed by Q&A. So very much encourage thinking about questions you want to ask and asking those questions in the chat and maybe also verbally at the end if you feel up for it. Okay, so once again, welcome to our virtual tour of Traditional Dream Factory, also known as TDF. That's the acronym. And this is a community located in Portugal. It's actually one that I have gotten to visit. So I got to visit TDF, I think it was in 2000, I'm trying to remember if I think it was right after COVID. So it would have been like 2022, 2023. And it was part of a trip I did journeying through Spain and Portugal, visiting communities. And this was definitely one of the highlights of that trip. So I'm excited to hear about all the updates since I got to visit last. Okay, so this event is being hosted on Zoom. We're also going to put the recording up on YouTube afterwards. So we'll send out the recording afterwards. So you'll get that in your inbox and you'll be able to revisit the content and hopefully share it also with other people so we can spread the inspiration. If you are with us in Zoom, you have the opportunity to use the chat feature. Really encourage you to use the chat as a way to connect with these other people who are joining in all around the world who are also curious about intentional communities. So my invitation to you now is to find the chat box, go ahead and click on that chat button and put in a short introduction. Share where you're calling in from. If you live in an intentional community, we'd love to know which one. And what brings you here today? What are you hoping to learn or get out of this session? And that'll be useful for me as I steer our Q&A and conversation portion after the presentation. So, yes. And Sate says, sorry I missed. Will the recording be posted to the public social media? Yes, we will be sharing this recording to help spread the word about intentional communities, and we'll be doing that on YouTube and on other platforms. Okay, yes, thank you, Charles, zooming in from Zurich, Switzerland. Beautiful, thank you. Okay, a couple from New York City. We have Sharon coming in from Rockbridge, Virginia, Ecuador, California, Vermont. Oh, hey, Eve, you're not too far from me. Uh, great. Oh, the Jubilee Intentional Community. Very nice. I haven't heard of that one yet. I live in an intentional community in Vermont called Headwaters. Jennifer from Boulder, Colorado, Germany, Texas. Oh my goodness, people from all over. A lot of people coming in from the United States and also from Europe. Ah, I love it. So yes, feel free to like chat with each other, use the private message feature if there's someone who you want to connect with especially. Excellent. Yes, feel free to drop in links of resources and other communities, things that you might find helpful for others. Okay, so keep going with that. And while you do, I'm going to share a few more announcements. First off, this event is put on in partnership with the Foundation for Intentional Community, FIC. They are the organization that creates the wonderful website ic.org, the letter I, the letter C.org. Ton of resources if you're learning about intentional communities, a great map of communities, which they're actually beginning to reveal an updated version of with more advanced search functionality. If you want to support that initiative, I encourage you to donate to the FIC, and the link to donate is ic.org/donate. It's a wonderful nonprofit organization, been around for decades and decades supporting this work, and your support is much appreciated. All of the past virtual tours can be found on the YouTube channel of the FIC. So the Foundation for Intentional Community, they have a ton of great videos on there, including all of these past virtual tours that we've done. And we've done, oh my gosh, like I want to say more than 50, 60, stretching back the last several years. So there's a lot of good content I encourage you to explore. I also want to mention that this event is put on in partnership with Ecovillage Tours. So we offer small group trips to travel and visit communities around the world. This is a company that I started, and I'm so happy that Traditional Dream Factory, the community you're learning about today, is going to be one of the stops on our Portugal Ecovillage tour. So here's a little information about the Portugal tour. This tour is going to be happening fairly soon, April 30th to May 9th. And over the course of 10 days, you get to visit, I think it's 8 or 9 different intentional communities in the country of Portugal. So a really great opportunity. We still have a few spots left on the trip. If you're curious to learn more, you can go to ecovillagetours.com/Portugal. Yeah, and excited to like get the virtual sneak peek of TDF before the group visits in person. All right, so that's about everything I have. I want to let you know that the next virtual tour event is going to be 2 weeks from today, same time, same place, March 26th at 2 p.m. Eastern. And for the next event, we're going to be exploring a community in Italy called La Vita Sciuca. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And that's going to be a presentation with one of the founders. Her name is Liz. This is a beautiful community that is taking shape in what was a historic villa. So really transforming this old building into a more community-oriented space. And definitely some parallels with 2DF, but a lot of differences too. So I hope that you'll join me to learn about this community in Italy in 2 weeks. All right. So I hope everyone's getting ready now for the presentation. We're gonna go for about 20 minutes of presentation time, and then we'll use the remainder of our hour-long event for Q&A. So I encourage you to have something to take notes with. If you want to get a glass of water, a cup of tea, get yourself comfortable, maybe take a few deep breaths, really prepare to open your mind, open your heart to receiving this information, to learning about this wonderful community emerging in Portugal. And I'm very happy to welcome Luna to share. I'm very appreciative of her making time today, especially as I understand, Luna, you're not feeling so well today. You're a little under the weather, so I especially appreciate you being here.
Mm. Yeah, thank you, Cynthia. And yeah, I'm sorry that I'm not showing up 100% today. I'm feeling a little bit with a cold and flu, but I'm here and I'm excited to still present to you all. So thank you for having me. Thank you for having TDF on this beautiful call and platform. Yeah, I'm one of the founders of TDF. I've been here for around 3 years. Um, and yeah, my role here in TDF is very much one of the hosts. I take care of the spaces and I take care of the people. I am, yeah, on the more organizational side of hosting, when we have guests and organizing hospitality, supporting with events, and yeah, being also on the other side of a kind of emotional support, like hosting sharing circles and uh, also holding the culture of TDF as well. On the other side, I'm also, as a founder, taking care of accounting and finances and all of the admin and things uh, behind doors. So yeah, like many people living in intentional communities, I wear many hats. But yeah, I have a presentation to show you all today. So I'm just going to open that up and then we can get started.
Okay,
Mm.
excellent.
Gonna do full screen again. See if that, how does that
Okay,
look? Cynthia?
that looks great. It looks perfect.
Figure it out. Yes. So yeah, TGF is a regenerative village in Portugal. Um, and it's owned by nature and it's governed by its citizens. And I'll be talking a lot about our kind of connection with technology and how we are the first tokenized village in the world. So we have something very unique here. At the moment, we live on around 25 hectares of land. We have around 280 token holders, co-stewards, people that have invested into the community and are supporting us to build this village. And we've raised 1.25 million over the last 5 years that we have been running. Um, this is the land where we are in Portugal.
Luna, I wonder if you're able to speak a little louder. Some people say they're having trouble hearing. It might be your device, and I know you're not feeling well, so do your best. But I just want to let you know that because we had a few messages in the chat.
Sure. I will try to speak louder. Does that feel better?
I think
Maybe.
so. And people having trouble hearing, see if you can turn the volume up on your device. Because if I turn my volume all the way up, it's good for me. So maybe try that too. Thank you.
The volume on my, okay, let's see.
Yeah, not you, Luna, but everyone else. I don't think there's much you can do other than scooching a little closer to the microphone.
Okay, cool. So yeah, this is the land that we are on. The location is Abela in Alentejo, Portugal. And this land was chosen very specifically when Sam and Annie, who first founded the project, were looking for a location. They had a few things in mind that they were looking for. They were looking for something that was at least 5 kilometers from any highway or like big road. They were looking for something that was at least 30, 40 minutes from the beach. They wanted the village to be close to amenities like hospitals and schools. And so looking in this part of Alentejo seemed like a good spot. It's 1 hour and 30 minutes by train from Lisbon. You can drive also in about 1.5 hours to Lisbon city, where you have the airport, and the closest city to us in Santiago de Cacem also has hospitals and vets and vets and yeah, lots of all the infrastructure that is needed. And this was a big part of the vision to create a village that was and is connected and is not in the middle of nowhere and disconnected from the world, but something that is um, more connected into also the local community. And so you can see the outline of TDF here, the 25 hectares that we are living on. Um, and right next to, very, very close to TDF, we have the village of Abella. So we are directly connected. You can walk into town in 5 minutes. And Abella is a very sweet, lively Portuguese village. It has around 400 people living there. And and it's as a for a small Portuguese village, it has a lot of activity. They have a lot of their own community gatherings, a lot of fairs, a lot of markets, and so yeah, this is also a big part of this project is to be connected and to stay in contact with the outside world. Um, this is the people. So this is some of the people. This was a picture from our citizens gathering last September, and myself and Sam are in there. And we have also, so we have 60 plus citizens at TDF, and the citizens are the community. What makes us unique is that our citizens are not all necessarily living in TDF. The way that this model has been built is that we are creating a community that is also for nomads and people that are wanting to have a base like TDF, but not necessarily be there all the time. So even though we have 60 citizens, they're coming and going. And this is part of our concept to create a home for people to be able to visit and drop in and feel belonging. As I said before, we have 280 token holders. That's people that have bought tokens. And we have 8 team members. That's 8 people on the ground that are building this project, that are running things on the ground. And the team itself is not the community, but because we live together and we work together every day, we are also the community. But it's good to note that the bigger community is actually quite nomadic and is coming and going for now. Um, Last year, we also hosted around 30 residents. These are people that come and work with us for like 1 to 3 months or more. And residents come on like a full work exchange. So they work like 6 hours a day, kind of full time. And we're looking for people that are skilled that can help us to build the project. So carpenters and chefs, gardeners, yeah, people to help with hosting. And then we also run volunteer programs, and these are run for 2 weeks. And there we invite people to come and volunteer with us. It's 4 hours a day, Monday to Friday, and it's much more, yeah, it's open to anyone. You don't need to have any skills. You can still come and experience TDF. And the volunteering is a very good way of taking that first step in to learn more about us. Um, these are some of our values. Um, a lot of the people that were in that founded TDF and a lot of the people that are still very involved and are here in the community come from a love and a deep involvement in the Burning Man community across the world. So those of you in the States, maybe you very much know Burning Man as this very big festival that happens in Nevada and the States, but it also happens all over the world in smaller communities. We have something called regional burns, and so a lot of the people that spend time at TDF are burners, people that have yeah been involved in this type of gatherings for a long time. And Burning Man itself has its own culture. It has its own principles. And we've taken some of those principles and really like ingrained those into our values and principles at TDF. So yeah, we're very much about inclusion. We really want to create a space that everyone can feel belonging and at home, which means we're really staying away from yeah, having any dogma like around like spirituality or religion, and having a space that is more neutral, that feels like welcoming for everybody. Empowerment, we're really encouraging people to step up, to find their inner leadership, to come and try new things, and to really explore themselves within the space. Stewardship, which is a very strong concept for us. I'll explain a bit more later about the model, but we are really trying to show what it means to move away from ownership and step into stewardship. And this is not a new concept. This comes from indigenous roots and the idea that we are stewards of the land. We are not owners, it's not ours, but we are just here to take care of the land. Gifting economy, not commodifying things in the space, really sharing our gifts, sharing what we have, and yeah, taking care of each other. Curiosity, to be playful. TDF is a very playful space, and we really welcome people to explore and be curious and try new things. And consent, being a very important value in the space, going beyond sexuality and intimacy, but also in the way that we interact with each other, the way we speak to each other. Um, yeah, having that like deep awareness of how we approach each other every day. So yeah, this gives you an idea of some of the values that really we try to um, implement and to share with people, even when they're staying for a shorter time at TDF. We hope that they feel these values when they're here. Um, yeah, this is for people who want something different. Um, so yeah, maybe you've been looking at many different intentional communities and you found them too rigid or too chaotic or not quite your people. Um, yeah, we're not promising that we're building utopia, that's for sure. But we're trying to build something that is simple and is a place where yeah, you can feel belonging, um, where ownership is shared and decisions are made together. Yeah, and it's a working process. TDF is still very much a living, breathing, regenerative startup. So when you come here, you are stepping into a construction site. Essentially, we are building things. So you're not stepping into a finished product, something that's established, which has pros and cons. It also makes space for you to bring your own ideas, to bring yeah, to bring new things, to bring change. And yeah, there's still a lot of white canvas to be filled, essentially. This is our team, the 8 people on the ground that are holding the project right now. So Sam is one of the main founders. He started the project back in the day, 5, 6 years ago with Annie, myself, Luna, Offer, who is our land consultant, Tonya, who's our community builder, and she's just ground operator. Um, Julia is our build lead. She's a carpenter. Uh, Bara is our land steward. He takes care of the garden and the land. Peter works on finance and admin, and Sandra is currently curating the restaurant that we're looking to open towards the end of this year. So this is the main team, and like I said, it also expands into stewards and residents and other people that support us. But these are the kind of faces of TDF as of now. And a little bit of history. So yeah, we well, Sam and Annie found the land in 2020, and the first team moved in 2021. So it's been like 5 to 6 years that this project has been growing and evolving. Um, when they moved onto the land, there were a few things that started to evolve in the first year. The pink paper was written. Uh, the pink paper is an incredible document that I really encourage you to read. You can download it from our website. And it really established the culture and um, this the foundation of what we were doing here. It really tells the vision and it gives a lot of direction. And it kind of was yeah, like the beginning spark of the project. for people to kind of use as a guiding star, and is still very much referred to 5 years later. Um, Over 2021 to 22, 20, they started building. They hosted their first a big event with 100 people already in 2021, which was Rebuild, which was bringing lots of different village builders together, inspiring village dreamers, and creating this wonderful conference. And we started planting trees. The first thing that happened at TDF was starting to regenerate the land. Like, this is the core DNA of us. Like, also one of our core values is regeneration in terms of land regeneration. Like, we are here to transform this land, to really change the climate, to really support biodiversity, and we want to see a very noticeable shift on and around our land over the next few years. And so in the beginning of the project, there was a lot of work going into the land. Alentejo is a desertified space. People often say, why did you decide to build a village in Alentejo? Like, it's freezing and wet winters, it's roasting hot summers. You have just a few months of rain and then no rain at all. The lands are overgrazed. The soil is completely ruined from all of the agricultural farming in the area. So the land itself needed so much work. And if you saw the images from the beginning, I wish I'd put them into the presentation actually. But it's incredibly dramatic to see our land in the spring now, when it's completely green and flourishing to what it was many years ago. Um, and so, yeah, in 2022, OASA was the legal structure was formed, and I'll share a bit more about OASA soon. And then over the time, we've been raising money through our token sales that have supported us to start to really build this vision. 2025 last year was a big year when our team really formed and established. Before that, we had been TDF had been run on stewards. So we would have like people come for 3 months at a time and steward the project. And it was a bit more of a like, well, it was more decentralized is currently. In the beginning, we had the stewards would come and just hold the space for a season, and then it would change. So there was a lot of change happening. Whereas in 2025, we had the team coming and forming and starting to create a bit more of consistency, which meant that 2025 was a really good year for us last year. We built a lot of infrastructure. We raised another 50,000 and another 120,000 in token sales. And we launched our co-housing program 6 months ago, which is the first steps to us starting to curate the group of people that will potentially be living full time at TDF. Um, so our digital governance, I will talk a little about. It is the part that makes TDF very unique. So we have like three different sections, and the first one is OASA, and OASA was established as a non-profit. It's a foundation in Switzerland, and the reason we had to start OASA in Switzerland is because Switzerland is the only country in the world that currently recognizes the tokenomics that we are working with as a legal binding contracts. And so we set up this nonprofit in Switzerland in order for us to be able to tokenize our project. What makes us unique is that TDF is basically built on a blockchain technology. And the OASA Foundation gives us the possibility to tokenize our project. It creates the structure for us to be able to have more decentralization within our project. Yeah, and if you don't know anything about Web3 and blockchain, we know usually like Web3 and blockchain based on things like Bitcoin as a coin for us to buy things and trade things with. Um, and Bitcoin is and blockchain is decentralized. That's how it was developed in order to be able to move money around without being tracked. So we are working with the blockchain technology in a way for us as a community to become decentralized. I'll talk more about it later. It is hard in the beginning to explain, but I will get to it. So TDF is the first village underneath Owasso. TDF is the prototype for us that we believe if we can really make this happen, that we will unlock huge potential for many more people to be able to take this model, take the structure, and start to be able to copy that and build more villages around the world. We've done a lot of groundwork. It took us over a year to set up Owasso. It cost us over 50,000 euros to set up the blockchain technology that we're using. And we have now the potential to tokenize other villages. So if other villages see what we're doing and they want to also get into this, they can have a token deployed by Owasso, and they can start their own village using our technology. And then Closer is a platform, a tech platform that was developed by Sam, and it's basically a very specifically designed platform for intentional villages to use to operate. It's an operating system. Yeah, like you would have this, like if you were opening up a yoga studio, you would maybe download some software for your bookings. There's tons of them out there for yoga studios or schools or co-living spaces. But there was not a platform that was made specifically for intentional communities. So Closer is this. You could use it just as a booking system, even if you were not a tokenized village. But it also gives the possibility for you to tokenize your village as well. So all of these three parts work together in sync. And they basically, as a whole infrastructure, enable regenerative villages to scale worldwide. Like this is our vision, to make things easier and to make things more decentralized, and to make it yeah, possible that anyone can do this much faster than we have done it. Um, so that also just gives you an idea there that we have the Owasso Foundation at the top. Owasso as a nonprofit has the mission, the aim to protect 100,000 hectares of land. This is Owasso's mission. And so TDF is the first land within Owasso, it's 25 hectares. So we also are looking at how can we grow Owasso, how can we bring more projects into Owasso. If a project was to come under Owasso, they would need to also abide to Owasso's principles. And the Owasso's principles are very much around regeneration. So Owasso is the foundation above TDF that has the say in how we treat the land. So it really, Owasso also is part of our governance system in a sense. It stops anything from happening to the land that could potentially, um, yeah, degrade land, basically. For example, if someone said they wanted to come and build like a citizen wanted to come and build a racetrack on the land, this proposal would already be vetoed by Owasso because Owasso has these strong principles that protect. So this is the tokenomics. One token, one TDF token, basically allows you one night stay for the rest of your life. You could see it like a timeshare, but a little bit more advanced because of this blockchain technology that's behind it. But to simplify it, you can imagine like this. You have 30 tokens. That means that you can come and spend 30 days a year at TDF for the rest of your life. Every year, you can come and spend a month with us until you either pass or you want to sell those tokens back into the system. And so it kind of works in this way as an access right. And this is what I was talking about, stewardship. Because the land is held in Oasa in the trust, no one owns this land. But with the token, you can buy the rights to use to steward the land and be part of it. Um, the token itself also gives you governance rights. So in order to vote and to be able to be a part of the decision making at TDF, you have to earn tokens. Um, and if you want to be a citizen, you need to own at least 30 tokens. So this is the minimum to become a citizen. So the citizens are able to make proposals, they're able to vote, and they're able to like change the decisions of TDF. Right now, the TDF token is at 259 euros. It started at 222, and it's on a bonding curve. So the more tokens that are sold, the more expensive the token becomes. So as a form of investment, it's also um, like you are buying the token to support to build the project, and as the project grows, like the more successful the project is becoming, the more your token is going to become worth. I have it here. And so the tokens were like the tokens were deployed with a certain amount, and the amount of tokens is based on the cost of the project to build 3.5 million, divided by the amount of night stay that we have in a year, divided by all the accommodation that we have. And the idea is that if once we have sold all the tokens, the token sales would fund all of the pieces that we need to build this project. So that the land acquisition, the construction, the legal, etc. And so we use the blockchain technology as a governance protocol. So all of our big decision makings do happen online through a platform that is actually on our website for citizens to access. So a citizen can decide to do something, to make a proposal at TDF. So the citizen can say that the citizen can say that they don't really like Luna hosting at TDF. They don't think I'm doing a good job, and they think we need to hire somebody else to do that job. So they can write a proposal online. It goes into a 2-week forum. They have 2 weeks to talk about it and discuss it online, and then it goes into a voting system. And in the voting system, all the citizens can vote and the token holders can vote. And the outcome would be the decision. Once it goes through the voting system, that would be the decision. The interesting thing about the blockchain technology is it allows you to add weight to people's vote. So just because there might be someone with 100 tokens, if that person has never been to TDF or has never worked or put any energy into the project, then their tokens and their vote may be less weight than somebody that has less tokens but worked more for TDF or spent more time. So we call this proof of sweat and proof of presence. And so our votes, when we have a vote online, that vote is weighted based on how engaged we are with the project. And this is where the blockchain technology is very smart and interesting because it's all being done automatically. And it allows the voting system to be more fair. It really takes you out of having to sit in circles for hours and hours. It removes the whole thing around consensus, the sociocracy, where you might have one person blocking a room full of yeses. And it creates this more fair way of people being able to vote based on actually their participation. Land restoration. So this is the land, the 25 hectares. And we because of OASA's principles, we are only allowed to develop 5% of the land. The idea is that 5% is developed for real estate, 45% is production, agroforestry systems, and 50% is wild reforestation, rewilding. and trying to, yeah, really build the biodiversity. So you can see down here, the buildings are the old chicken factory that TDF used to be. It used to have 30,000 chickens inside many years ago. We've done a lot of clearing since then. And I can tell you it's definitely energetically, it feels good. But that was the use of the original building. And then, like I talked about earlier, we really started to work on the land very early. So we have a food forest back here, we have a big market garden, we have a lake here, we have a small lake up here, a pond up on the top of the reforestation. And a few of the things on this plan we've already built, like the water tower, the water temple, the sauna, the yurt, and the tree houses. But a lot of these things on this map are also the future vision. So we have these tiny houses. We have this big farmhouse that we still need to renovate. The big lake on this side of the land. We still need to dig all the waterworks on this side. So this is showing the overall vision that we are working on over the next couple of years to build. And so what we've done so far, we're collecting 1.2 million liters of rainwater every year through all of our water retention systems that we've built. We have 65 plus trees in this food forest. We had a lovely bird watcher come and spend a time with us last year, and he documented 40 bird species for us on the land. And yeah, we planted 4,000 trees. We also are using technology to monitor what we're doing. And this is a big part of TDF as well, is that we are embracing the technology that is available. So we're working with different protocols like Open Forest Protocol to track how fast our trees are growing, and then therefore being able to hopefully receive carbon credits in the future. And we're using Simplex DNA monitoring. This is a very interesting startup that allows us to test our water. And from this DNA test, we can see how many species have interacted with the water. And we did this for the first time about 6 months ago, and that will be our baseline. And then our intention is to do this every 6 months for the next few years. So we hope, as things are changing so dramatically in the climate and technology is becoming more and more advanced, excuse me, we believe that data like this will be so valuable in the future, that we will not be able to just show people, look what we've done through the greening of our land, but actually we will have data that we will be able to show to the municipality, to grants, to to really just to really show and prove the changes that we're making. Housing and infrastructure. What we've built so far, a lot, I can tell you. It's crazy since you've been 3 years ago. You probably didn't see any of these things on the screen right now. Right now, we have completed the bar and co-working space. We renovated one of the large buildings and created a big communal space. So it has an event space, a really large space for co-working, and a lounge with a bar, which is eventually going to become the restaurant. We have a market this Saturday in that space. We completed the mushroom farm. We're now growing mushrooms and eating mushrooms every day. We have nearly completed the natural biopool, which is basically the final water catchment that we have on the land. It's like in the lowest part of the land, and it's the final area where all the rain is captured. And we're using that water to then pump back onto the land and to irrigate our trees for now. But eventually, as our water table is going higher over the next few years, we'll be able to use the swimming pool for humans as well. We've built compost systems, a bar and a nursery cafe, the sauna, the showers. um, two tree houses. So yeah, it's been a lot of work over the last couple of years, specifically of buildings. Um, Giving you some renders here. It'll take a while to develop. This is the vision, one of the vision. This is the biopool on the left-hand side with a greenhouse. On the left, you have this building that would be the co-living. So we'll have 14 suites. And on the right is the space that we've already renovated that is the event space and the co-working. Um, there's some images from last year. So you can see here the event space where everyone is dancing, the co-working space. Yeah, a big dinner that we had, a farm to table dinner, and the cafe nursery. And, and I want to just share then a little bit about the co-housing that we're developing. So the original vision of TDF was for this to be a home for nomads. And the co-living part of TDF, which is in the chicken factory, the 14 suites, was for people to be able to come and stay 1 to 3 months a year. And as the vision has expanded, it came clear that there were people that were interested to be at TDF longer term. And we have the space and we have the licensing, at least it's in process, to be able to build houses, which makes this project also really rare. In Portugal, it's very difficult to build in rural areas. But we have one piece of land that is urbanizable, and we are currently getting licensing for a rural tourism project that would allow us to build these small houses. Um, so on the plans, we have 10 small homes that are like 50 square meters with the mezzanine. Um, these houses are dotted around the farmhouse here in the center. Um, and yeah, they're starting at around 150K, we're hoping. This is not guaranteed, but this is our plans based on current construction prices. And the concept of these houses that you must stay at least 3 months for over 2 years. But ideally, we're still looking for people that want to really ground and live here full time in these houses. As a co-housing resident, you will be asked to do at least 4 hours a week of sweat contribution to the community. And if you do go away, you can rent your house back into the community network and we split the profit. So yeah, this is the first set of small houses. And then we are also building these larger, oh, this shows that, sorry, this is the plan for the 10 houses. It's a bit crazy, the plan, but you can see this is from the typography that all the trees on our land are protected. So when we looked at actually building like houses on the land, there's very few spaces that we can build. So these houses have been very strategically planted based on the trees, and that we have to have at least like 5 meters around uh, circumference around the tree. So it just shows you how we are placing them. Um, this is like just a rough render, but it's very like this is just an AI visual. It's an idea. It's definitely not set, but this is the idea that we're thinking about. Like we're not looking at building like mud houses. We do want to build something that's kind of architecturally strong, like based on the weather conditions in Portugal. We need something that's fire resistant, that's also rain resistant, that's also works with the very strong heat in the summer. So we're looking at a few different ways building materials. We're looking at straw panel construction and setting up a manufacturing straw panels here at TDF. And we're also looking at 3D printing as an option as well, because we have clay on the land that is actually very good. We could possibly use the clay to build the houses. The urban plot is a bit further down. So if you see the village, TDF is the main buildings of TDF are up here. And we have this urbanizable plot, which is really like meeting the village. If you were to live here, you would be neighbors with the Portuguese community of Abela. So it's like super integrated into Abela. But here we have the possibility to build 13 townhouses. So there'll be bigger houses, or like up to 140 square meters, 3 to 4 bedrooms. Again, like the things that we know is there would be shared gardens, solar paneling, the same materiality. And we would also want to build some communal area that would be for a Bel Air as well down in this space. So the plan would be to build like a children's park or a pool or something that would be used also for the greater community. Um, this is some timeline for the rest of this year. It's a bit vague. Now I think it's already been updated, but um, yeah, we're waiting for the licensing for the co-housing. Hopefully that will come anytime now. And we're looking at raising 500,000 from the first buyers, like the first people that are interested in the houses, so that we can really kickstart this part of the project. Um, so we still need to purchase the land. So we currently own the buildings, and we currently have been paying off the land over the last few years with a contract to buy. But right now the land isn't in our hands yet. So um, we still need to raise the 500K for this. This needs to happen this year. Um, and then, yeah, we're raising 200K to fix the roofs that were very damaged in the storms that happened in Portugal a few months ago. Um, and we are, yeah, planning to put a lot of new solar panels on all of the roofs. And then we will be looking at building the kitchen this year. And then we're looking at raising another 1 million to do the construction of the co-living. So we have some big fundraising numbers to move through this year. But with 5 years on our side of building and everything that we've done so far, we feel like we're only going forward. Um, and a note on honesty is that, yeah, we're not selling paradise. Community is hard. There are conflicts, there are setbacks. There are days when the vision feels far away, especially when you're looking at the fundraising timeline. Um, what we can offer is a real experiment with real people on the land. We have 5 years of learning what works and what doesn't, and a commitment to transparency and staying in relationship with each other, even if it's uncomfortable. So that's a little bit where we are. And this is the program for this year so far. We've got Ecovillage Tours on there. Um, yeah, and this just shows like what we've been doing so far and what we have to come. In April, we're hosting 30 farmers from Ghana that are coming over to learn about regenerative agriculture. And we'll be, yeah, using our land to learn and to do their training, which is very interesting collaboration. Um, then we have the Eco Village tour in May, and then another set of 30 farmers coming in the end of May. And then June, July, August, we're really kind of keeping open. Like we're hoping that some of the bigger construction will be happening in the summer this year. So yeah, watch this space if you're interested in visiting later in the year. Then we don't have a full plan program yet. We'll see what the next few months bring. Um, yeah, let's build a future for nature and humans to thrive. I wonder how I did for time.
Well, it doesn't matter. That was an amazing presentation. Thank you, Luna. Thank you so much. Yes, so we'll go now into the Q&A. So I'll just remove your spotlight. Everyone can see everyone. Lots of hearts being shared. Yeah, truly, very comprehensive. I loved all the photos and the slides and the graphics and the timelines. It seems like such a complex project. You've done so much. Your vision for the future is really grand, like much more to come. But yeah, just congratulations on all the work you've done so far. And thank you for taking the time to share with us.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah, great. And we do have a lot of questions. There's been questions people have been putting into the chat throughout the presentation. I also want to let everyone know we will be sending out the recording. If you registered for today's event, you'll get that in your email inbox. And if for whatever reason you don't see it, or if you're a member of my membership program, we will be posting the recording on YouTube shortly. So it'll be available for you there. Yeah, so we are getting close to the time when we normally end. So we have about 5 minutes until the top of the hour. But I'm thinking we can probably go an extra 10 minutes or so. Luna, is that okay for you to go an extra 10 minutes? Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
that's
Just
fine.
so we get some time for more questions. Okay, good. Well, yeah, where to start? I think maybe I'll go back to an earlier question that some folks had about the demographics of the community. And I'm imagining this question is coming from people who are looking and saying, "Ooh, this seems really intriguing. Maybe I want to get involved, but will I be the only person in my age group?" So maybe you could share a little bit about the demographics of the people there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, we aim to be multi-generational. That's for sure what we wish for, especially in the co-housing. Right now, I would say the citizens that we have definitely are in the um, the age that is similar to, I guess, me and Sam, kind of mid 30s to mid 40s is kind of the average of our citizens. However, the co-housing group that we are currently starting to onboard has a bit more diversity. There we're seeing a few families with from having newborns to having around 9, 10-year-old children. And we have a couple of more elder generation as well in there. Yeah, we would love to see the houses being a space that we can invite people of like more multi-generation. And of course, everyone is welcome. And I feel like most of the time people feel comfortable here when we do have, like often we have parents visiting as well. So there is usually diversity in the people here. Um, yeah, and very international. I don't know if that's part of it, but yeah, an extremely international space where we have people coming from all over the world. Um, and yeah, we try to invite and welcome as much as we can Portuguese people, and we would love to have more Portuguese people joining the project longer term. It's also an aim for us. But we have one Portuguese on the team and two Brazilians and and we have many Portuguese residents that come through. So yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. And if somebody was wanting to come, say, from the United States, I know we have a lot of people from the US. US citizens can visit Europe. I think it's for 90 days at any one time. But then if they wanted to stay longer or even buy a home in the community, how would that work legally?
I'm not sure about the visa situation. I think that's something people would need to research themselves based on where they're coming from. But we have different steps in. Like we usually say the first step would be come and volunteer with us if you can. The volunteering like 2 week program just allows you to come and experience the space. It's very relaxed generally, like there's not a high expectation of work from you, so you can come and experience the project that way. If you can't volunteer and you're genuinely interested in like long-term living here, you can also come and book as a guest. We will be offering some more guest like 1 month residencies over the next few months. I'm not sure yet when these are going to be, but potentially in May and June, we might start to run again our 1 month residencies where people can book for one whole month and just stay with us as a guest and experience the space. Um, so you can look out for those opportunities. And then the co-housing program is just coming to the close of the first program. It's been 6 months online, meeting every week. And this weekend, I have 36 people arriving at TDF to actually spend a long weekend together. It's like the first touch point for this group to really see how they interact, how they feel about TDF, and to start to actually together start to develop the next stage of how do we onboard more people into this. So we're hoping over this year that by the end of the year we will have this 23 households very clear. So it's a kind of now or never moment because there are already 23 houses at TDF and there's already a lot of people interested. So if you're interested in that, I would recommend that you get in touch with me. You can, yeah, the first step would be to come and visit, and we're very open to that.
Excellent. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Go visit first before getting too caught up in the
Yeah.
potential later steps. And then I wonder, there were some questions about the co-housing piece. You had mentioned probably the homes would start at 150,000. I'm imagining euros. And are there other additional expenses? Is that kind of it to buy a home? How does that work?
Yeah, the idea is that you would, right now we're looking at tokenizing the homes. So, but it's not guaranteed. This is still something we're trying to understand. Uh, we have two routes. Basically, one would be that you would own enough tokens to live there all year round. So let's say around 365 or to 400 tokens, it would be the equivalent of 150K. And that would give you the rights to the house with a long-term contract. On the other side, we might just allow people to own, to pay and build their house. Yeah, so just paying fully and having ownership of the house, but not the land. And then the additional cost would be utility and food. Like if you would be like 150 euros a month utility. And then the food would be coming from the restaurant if you wanted to eat with the community. But we would also have like community kitchens as well. So generally, what the yeah, we want to try to keep this the possibility to live very low cost once you have the house purchased. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, great. One kind of practical question regarding pets and cats and dogs at the community. Are they welcome or not welcome?
As a visitor, you would need to let us know. We have a like a 5 pet policy, which comes all the way, I think, yeah, from our pink paper. And we currently have 4 cats, so that doesn't leave much space for more pets. Um, but we're a little bit like, yeah, if someone wants to bring a dog when they're volunteering or coming to visit, then this could be fine. 2 is, yeah, we've said yes sometimes. It's okay to, if you're visiting. Regarding longer term, this is something that we're actually going through the process of understanding with the group that we currently have. So I don't have an answer, but what I can say is that TDF is very much like our mission is very much based on building biodiversity and regeneration. So there is a lot of awareness around like how their like pets interact with the environment. Um, so it will be something that we are going deeper into as we develop the community so that will be living there long term.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Okay, good. And I put the website for the community in the chat. It's traditionaldreamfactory.com. And I encourage folks to go to the website because there's a lot of detailed information there. And there are some like really specific questions about like property tax and like more details about home ownership. But I'm going to encourage you to connect with Luna after the call if you're thinking like, oh, I might be really serious about this. It sounds like there are some good educational materials and online events specific to wanting to, yeah, potentially get involved and maybe end up living there in the community in Portugal. So is the website the best way, would you say, Luna, to get in touch?
Yeah, it has a lot of information. I am going to just put my email directly there. It's space@traditionaldreamfactory.com. So if you email there, you will come to me, and I'm happy to answer any questions there over email as well.
Okay. Okay, great. Yeah, I think it's so fascinating how you've tokenized the economy and the project there. And it seems like that's enabled you to pull in funding from many more people than just the people living there on site. So I think a lot of folks have gotten inspiration from that. And it sounds like it's been pretty successful, like hard won, some challenges, but overall, would you say like things are going well, you're optimistic, it's been working, not only the token system, but your decision-making structure, and all of this.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's been like 5 years of experimentation, really. And that's like it's the interesting part. It's a very interesting time to be part of something and when it's in this stage. And we don't have it all figured out, you know, that's the truth, actually. And things are going well and there are challenges. But we're doing our best with, yeah, really using the technology and these different protocols to support and see if we can do things differently. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent, very good. Well, yeah, there's a comment here. So smart. You must have some very brilliant people on your team. Yeah, I agree.
We do,
Way
we
more than
do.
I could figure out. So,
Yeah,
incredible.
there's some masterminds behind this, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, yeah, definitely.
Great. Yeah. And I'm going to check out some of the systems you mentioned, like the closer.earth and some of those other tools to support communities. Yeah, it's fascinating. And I also want to remind everyone if you are curious to visit TDF as well as some other communities in Portugal, like not too far away is Tamara, which is a very large intentional community. You can join our upcoming Ecovillage Tour. So I'll put the link in the chat as well, coming up here at the end of April into the first week of May. So yeah, thank you again, Luna and team, for being willing to host the group there. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm excited to see everybody there on the land. It's gonna be beautiful.
excellent. Okay, good. Yes, yes, and definitely, yes, people are able to work, I think, at the community on their own projects. That was another question that just came through.
Yeah, yeah, we have something called dream businesses, really encouraging people actually. Like entrepreneurship is something we really invite. You could have a dream of like running a spirulina farm, and you could, if you come to us with a like a legitimate business plan and like a real idea and the skills to make it happen, then we can support you. So yeah, we have the structures as well, which basically like would be a small profit goes to TDF, and we support you to build your dream.
Yeah, excellent. Good. I love that spirit. Innovation, entrepreneurship. Yeah, dreaming and creating. And you didn't mention it, but some people had asked, well, why is it called Traditional Dream Factory? My understanding is because the building used to be a chicken factory, and you've
Uh-huh.
transformed it into something that's way more imaginative and community oriented and bringing together those dreams. Is that what you would say?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, it's a dream factory, and it has that, yeah, like allowing people to really come and build their dreams and to be creative. Yeah, exactly. And the traditional, I don't know, Sam says it's a space for traditionals to build dreams and for dreamers to build traditions.
Oh, I love that. Yes. You get the nice acronym TDF.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you again for all the work that you're doing there. And thank you everyone for participating today. Thank you for your good questions, your attention, your care and interest in what's happening with the movement of eco-villages and intentional communities globally. Very appreciate you being here today as well. And I hope you all take care. So be well. Thank you, Luna. Thank you, friends.
So much. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Yes. Excellent. Thank you, folks. Hope to see you in 2 weeks for our next virtual tour. Okay, take care. Bye bye.
Bye.